So yeah, I heard about a problem and I figured, oh, it'd be easy to just turn that into software, right? Really complicated problem. What does the programmer do? We'll just solve it with software. So it's called Moot. If you know anything about Scandinavian history and how they had moots or meetings or things, it's intended to refer to that. So yeah, LambdaConf has a really good process, in my opinion anyway, in terms of reviewing proposals, getting everybody through the pipeline. But too much of this process is manual. And it's not just manual for LambdaConf, right? Every conference has to go through this. Every conference wants to do their process in a more fair, transparent, consistent way, right? But everything's manual. Stuff falls through the cracks. So for that, what we would like to do is take all the variables and all the elements of this process and just turn it into a web application, right? Nothing complicated here. We're not making avionics software, right? They do a great job, but they're still human. Stuff slips up, and when you're trying to cover so many different parameters of, okay, people want to see this, so we don't want to schedule a talk that a lot of the same people want to see at that same time in the same time slot, right? Figuring all that out is actually really hard. They have to make, I don't know, tens, maybe up to 100 different spreadsheets to track all this, right? Yeah, it's in that realm. That's nuts. Nobody should have to do that manually. So the goal is to incrementally automate the workflow, start from the beginning with the CFP part of the pipeline, and work our way towards the end. Hopefully, we have something that covers as much of the pipeline as possible in time for 2019. I realize that's 5 months out. I know. And then again, it's not just about LambdaConf. It's going to be open source. I can't guarantee whether it'll be free software or not, if you happen to know what the distinction means. I actually need to talk to a lawyer first. But it will definitely be open source and publicly available. The conference organizers that John knows, and he knows many of them, they have to do all this stuff too. They're trying to review things properly, have them edited. They want to have a fair, blind process for reviewing proposals and getting the schedule lined up, right? They have to go through the same process that John does, and Courtney, and all the other organizers. So we're going to start out by writing the software in a way that focuses on LambdaConf's process and needs. But the goal is to eventually make it so that it is something that any conference that needs this process can use. Licensed, not yet cited, as I said, backend in Haskell. It's what I know. It's what I've used for work for the last 4 years. I happen to think it's a really productive and nice way to get pretty boring business-type apps done. Further, what is the question every working Haskell developer gets asked? What applications are in Haskell, right? We have lots of libraries. We have lots of applications we've developed privately for clients or for employers, so we can't just show people our work code, right? Well, that sucks. I mean, where are people going to get examples and see how to learn how to write Haskell applications? Okay, well, we can kill two birds with one stone, solve a problem for LambdaConf and for other conference organizers, but it can also be a kind of, home for people who want to work on a web application in Haskell, see how to get things done, and more importantly, get help. I'm not just doing this as an implementer and somebody who's trying to figure out the product. I want to make myself available as a tutor and a teacher to anybody who wants to learn Haskell and help out with this. If, it's for the sake of argument, let's say you're a UX specialist, you don't know how to code at all, but you really want to learn Haskell, that's okay. Help us out with the UX on Moot, and we'll help you get started with Haskell as well. It doesn't have to be symmetrical to what you're doing on the project. Good candidates for this kind of thing are going to be anybody who's finished Haskell book. You're going to have the foundations you need to start diving into libraries and things like that. And you're basically looking at Yesod, Persistent, Escalito, that kind of stack. Contact me if you're interested. That's my public email address, cma@bytemyapp.com. Contact me through there. There's nothing on the repo, but that's where it's going to live. It's going to be a LorePub project. It's the micro publisher I'm starting based on the work I did on the Haskell book. So I'm actually competing with John, but that's okay. And that's all. Thanks for your time.